Hi, this is Shadow. It's the first time I'm making an actual video, so again, don't hate me for it. I've been talking with people in Anomic chats, and my fit for the Serpentis base, the Burner Talos, is based off of an old one that people had used, but with more recent changes, the Deimos lost its bonus for the micro warp drive signature radius reduction. However, this fit still seems to work for me. I've got max skills on everything pertaining to it. Heavy Assault Cruiser 5, Blaster Spec 5, all the armor skills 5, all your basic fitting skills 5. So do bear that in mind. I believe I have armor rigging 4, so that's to help offset the drawbacks on that. Anyways, the original fitting that I base it off of is fairly cheap, and it may or may not still work, but because its cap is not as stable, I would be leery on it. But again, this is where I started at before I made my own tweaks and made it easier and safer for me to run. But it does make it a shinier ship, which makes more people interested in it. The cheaper one is here. It's the 5 Neutron Blaster 2s, 3 Capra Charger 2s, the named 50 micro warp drive or min micro warp drive because it has a lower signature radius penalty to it, and then 2 medium armor reps, kinetic and thermal hardeners, and then 2 mag stabs for damage. Theoretically, you could probably swap one of these for something cap related. It'll drop your DPS, but you'll be able to run your reps a lot more, and that would make it safer for a lower skilled pilot to do so and keep it on the cheaper side. But again, this is to show what I actually run it with and what I personally like. Anyways, so exit that simulation. Let's go back to my active one, and again, it's going to be the same in the top, same Capra Chargers, but I upgraded it to a Gistum B-type micro warp drive because it gives higher speed and a lower signature radius penalty as well. My armor reppers, I replaced one of them with a Corellum B-type, and this one I had picked because it has a lower capacitor use than the other ones. That way it can run perpetually throughout the mission to keep the ship safer. The armor hardeners I switched for a Corpus X thermal and a Core A-type kinetic. You could play around with those a little bit. Again, I just went for getting as much resist as I could to make it safer. And then thermal armor rig and nano pump to make the reps do a lot more. Apparently I had loot in my cargo when I pulled this up, so disregard everything. The only thing I normally keep in there is Void, and it uses less than 1 load of the guns to kill all 3 Talos. And then hammerheads, or sorry, Vespas, because the kinetic does better against the Talos than the thermal. So in the simulation with everything running, you can see it caps out really fast. However, to bear in mind, when you land on grid, you're going to turn on your faction repper, and that will stay on for the entirety of the mission. And as soon as you land, you'll start your micro warp drive. Turn these off. And you'll start burning out towards the first Talos, which I suggest the one on the right. That way you can go counterclockwise around the whole minefield, or turret field, whatever you want to call it. And with the faction rep and faction micro warp drive, there is plenty of cap to keep going. While all 3 Taloses have a good beat on you, you will need to occasionally pulse your secondary armor repper, but it does not need to stay on constant. And again, this is with all maximum skills. If your skills are slightly under, then you can again swap out a magnetic field stabilizer for a cap recharger, and then you should be able to do a lot more. Actually, let me see if I've got one in my hangar to see what it'll do. No, just a recharger. So let's go market. Cap power relay. Oh, I guess it's capacitor. So Tor power. There we go. If I remove one of my... Oh, my turrets are turned off, that's why. One of the magnetic field stabilizers, and put a cap recharge or relay in there instead. You could run this much more stable and not really have to worry about pulsing your secondary rep. Mind you, it's going to lower your DPS a significant amount because it's down to 871 with the turrets, when before with the dual mag stabs it was 1014. So you're losing about 15% of your DPS. So it'll slow it down, but it'll make your ship significantly safer for getting used to the run. Implants that I have, I've got +5s because I'm always a training monkey. But recently, because of running Anomics, I put in some Asclepians. But as I'm always horrible with ISK, I don't have a lot on hand. So I went for the low grade on the Beta and Epsilon. The mid-grade Delta wasn't horribly priced at the time, so that's what I put in there. And those three will increase your armor repping amount, which again gives you a better tank for safety. The CPU implant doesn't matter for this, it's for other ships. The Zor navigation link is only for the afterburners, so again it doesn't matter for this one. The 3% capacitor management, it's a very good implant to use. I would highly recommend it for just about any fit. I've got 5% increase to rate of fire for all my guns, which most of my Anomics I do with the Nurgle, so it helps with those, but it'll also increase DPS for the Deimos. And then the Navy modified Noble for slot 10, which gives 3% more armor pad and 3% more rep. So again, you repair a lot more faster. Sorry. Anyways. Again, my skills are all max for everything related to this. And I'm just working on maxing everything because I don't know what I would need to train at this point. Because yeah. Anyways. All that aside, let's go ahead and do the actual mission. I'm going to pause the video here and link the other one once I'm there.